Jaina kill you. I have no. I read through the thing, so I'm curious what the difference was.
Heal through it, no problem. We will never die. It won't set us back. Then it doesn't die, and we just get it out. That's fine. If the healers are away.
Oh, this is actually the comms in phase 1.
It's about not getting knocked. If we get knocked, we're done.
Yeah, you just gotta run it.
So they opt to not MC the ads off at the start of the fight. Part of the reason for this is because here at yeah, that's an important thing. They have the 8-minute heroism debuff up to start, right? Okay, so they opt to not MC these ads on. This isn't the official video. No, I don't think they've got the edited one up yet, but there is video for method. We fucking streamed it. What are you talking about? Like, this is just someone's personal point of view upload. This is completely like oh, they have a proper video up. Oh, okay, shit. I didn't know. All right. Let me find that. Okay, no, yeah. If this one has full comms, yeah, that's better. Yeah, THG limit. This is fine. I'll just watch this. Okay. So yeah, they opt to clearly like not kill the. Plus, sticking with one point of view makes seeing things clearer because you start to understand where the cooldowns are and stuff, right? I can track it a bit better. But they opt to not MC these things off, right? Which is great. We had 4 priests, so we like had 2 priests. But with 2 shadow priests, you definitely don't want them to waste the first global opening things of the fight, MCing them off. I don't know if they MC'd off generally. Maybe they just killed the entire fight because it is possible. We only did it because like we could. I don't know.
Also, very important. We're gonna have a couple battle reses later on in that phase. On a perfect pull.
I will not be res.
Right.
Like, cause if it means getting up a DPS, like they'll be like, you know, they'll be up for a while.
For me, like, I'm legit considering if we should do that again, like me and Trilly just getting low. Well, I had like no stacks in the last phase.
Aren't you one of the people that like it wouldn't matter
Yeah,
about
okay,
stacks? So you're gonna get another leashing.
Yeah, I guess.
Dark.
Either way,
You'll live anyway.
They actually don't MC them all.
really good.
They just kill them. Yeah, they just dot them up and kill them. They don't even like they don't pry them at all. We do? Oh, yeah, there we go. I guess they're in no rush to. Okay, I guess right. So let me explain. So the ads initially can drop a bomb, right? And they have like a timer for dropping bombs. I don't know if they drop a second bomb. I'm actually not sure about that. But I guess limit basically said because nice pause. Yeah, I'm gonna comment on this. I don't want to. They drop a second after 30 seconds exactly. So the first bomb can actually drop before the first MC. Even if you like MC them insta, sometimes it bugs in the first round bombs. So MCing them off, very often you have to run that first bomb anyway, right? So what Limit is saying here basically is once the first bombs drop, which is 50% of the time going to happen anyway, right? They don't really do anything, yeah? Like, they don't really seem to do much. So we can just wait a bit and MC them off at a preferable time, I assume, for the Shadow Priests. And they... Sparing then. Going to fire.
The fire is under.
Did they use MDs there or not? Did they use any MDs on him? I can't actually see it. Revival for the first. Sorry, yeah, revival for the first one. That makes sense.
Fire
Yeah.
is under. Suck me.
Scaffold fire within you did.
Don't gingy. No gingy.
Gotta get the spice.
Oh, dude, that's who is that, dude? Is that the paladin? Bubble? Yeah, that's Lip. That's watch Lip, dude. This is sick. This is nice. Up the stairs, Bubble, down the stairs. Was that? That's not Bubble, actually, is it? Is that Bubble? I don't. I can't see if that's Bubble or not. Put it this way, it's not Bubble. Shield of Vengeance. Okay. See, maybe tank one tick with it. Yeah.
Don't gingy. No gingy.
Put your camp. Sorry, there you go. That's nice. That's a really nice juke actually for melee. That's a fucking sick juke for melee.
That sounds right to me. I'm bubbling. She's frizzy.
My trades are booked.
I took it off your
Lista
bubble.
is frozen.
Wait, can you not taunt off a divine shield taunt?
And for the duration of your breach, you can taunt, you'll lift 0.
Yeah, they're MCing off again at some point. Yeah, there's the MC.
But that's okay. So any recently applied taunt is the one it uses.
No MDs. No MDs at all. I think.
The one it uses.
I trust in MD. I don't, not quite sure, like, but anyway, so I guess the thing is, with regarding the MDs, okay, we know that they're not needed. We know that they're not, like, super beneficial, okay? Like, they're not super beneficial, okay? It was more just like we opted to go for something that would work 100% of the time, even if we fucked up the fire or whatever, and then one or two people could always tack in the fire, and then even if we missed him out, even if one Shadow Priest was fucked or like one person was dead, we'd be fine generally. So yeah, I mean, it's like it's one of those. It's again, it's a 6 and 2-3 kind of thing. MDing, not MDing. Phase 1 is so trivial, it literally makes no difference at all. It makes master spell. You can master spell a debuff, right? It makes no difference at all to the fight. It's completely irrelevant. We were like aware that it's not needed at all, but we kind of did anyway. Thanks for the sub, the real Steve Harvey. Holy shit, the real Steve Harvey? Big fan.
Genki.
Well, you know you leaped away and a block spawned, right?
Me?
Yeah, a block spawned.
Fine, shit.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to stop soon.
I gated it. I didn't leave.
Oh, whatever you did, a block spawned back there. I thought you were gonna dip in that fire with me. You just took off.
I mean, overall, phase 1, there's not really much that can be happening in the phase. They're playing clean though. I like the
He means on the boss, not just exclusively will.
I like that how the stat thing with melee was pretty nice. The stat thing with melee was pretty nice actually. I like that.
Push and then lip dip. Us pushing at a time frame like this is so much more helpful because it allows us to go into the wall with less stacks. Lip dip.
What does it mean by that?
This is the kill.
Wait.
Push and then lip dip. Us pushing at a time frame like this is so much more helpful because it allows us to go into the wall with less stacks. Lip dip.
Oh, for the... Does that mean tank stacks? But that wouldn't change. They need to wait for Lust. They were actually waiting PT for Lust. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we didn't do that. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he's referring to the time they have to play phase 2 for the debuff, I guess.
This is the kill.
Yeah.
I'm really upset that pull that Max ran off the boat wasn't the kill.
Okay, that's the
That was a mysterious
Wind Rush. They're running double shaman, so I guess the Wind Rush again. Yep, exact
right.
Wind Rush there. Stick to the left. Same. So these guys had a fast and a slow group. Wait,
That's
let me listen to the comms here.
yeah, and that was mysteriously alive.
Everyone right.
On the left first. on the
Everyone
left.
right. Everyone right.
What do you mean mysteriously? You did some fucking.
So the call comes that the Jaina's, I think it's Jaina's left first, if I'm not mistaken.
Be alive.
Everyone
First
right.
On the left first. on the
Everyone
left.
right.
Yeah.
Everyone right.
So the call comes that Jaina's far left, whatever, which means that you do the full run around right thing exactly.
Fucking voodoo shit. You won't tell us.
That's okay.
What do you mean?
I feel like that's a pretty good use of mysteriously.
Yeah.
You have a soul stone, right?
Yeah.
And the full right was one of, as a healer, I feel this was the slowest. I don't know what, for us this was the slowest. The full right was the slowest by far. You generally went out with like 1, 2 more stacks if it was a really slow one. So yeah, this was the most annoying one as a healer because then the barrels were, it was not annoying, but like it just was the hardest intermission, even though the intermission wasn't like an insane part of the fight.
Just make sure, man. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
man.
Hey, Darks, when we go with the fast group, I kind of just run around spamming Shadow Word Pain and shoot.
Nah, the trick is, dude, you gotta get in the void form.
Kill him slow, boys. Kill him slow.
Whoa, bad, hard, so stealth.
Break them all out. We don't need the damage in this phase. Break them all out.
Yeah.
Bait it away. Bait it away. Bait it away.
Yep.
Bait it away. That's fine. Break
Oh.
them out. Break them out.
Okay, so the calls there were perfect, which is like even with 2 or 3 people getting blocked, it's completely fine, right? Like use space to pause. I'm afraid to because if I press any button other than pausing on my mouse, I feel like I might click something wrong and show you guys hardcore pornography. So yeah, even if people get frozen in this phase, the damage check in this phase is not tight. Like you can play it relatively slow. It's not a huge issue to play this phase longer. Like 1 or 2 more stacks in one thing, it's not a big deal. However, the Glacial Ray going on those boys is a fucking bitch, even though they're being broken out. So the idea is, whenever someone's icebox, you never stand in a line on them after the phase, because you don't want to like get them hit by Glacial Ray.
Break them out. Can we link it?
Chill.
So we opted to move the Avalanche a little bit further away, just so we had a bit more delay. So our timings were generally such that like the first Avalanche overlap with the barrel, it tended to be like they were quite close. Like I would have got stuck by that for sure. Like so we tended to like move it a little bit further away, so we had a little bit more time there. No real difference though. This is whatever.
Kevin was so excited when they all got blocked.
It was.
He's playing Dark Boy.
Okay, interesting here that they opt to go for this barrel next. So we deliberately, like we had some talks about this, we deliberately we would go to 1 or 2 barrels, depending on which side Jaina was. So all the way back in the intermission, depending on which side Jaina was, would basically determine which barrel we'd go for at the intermission. Because there's 2 barrels where you spawn. We went in the clock, we never went across the room. Yeah, we did the like opposite. We would always go to one of the back ones, then the other back one, then we'd always go to this barrel because it's kind of closest to the wall. That was our logic. We wanted to like minimize overall movement. This was done at the start, but when you realize that the damage isn't important, it doesn't like, it's not a huge deal. We used to go across the room, we didn't like it. Well, we actually dealt with a really funny thing, which is when we were, if I skip back, what time is, we're at like 5 or 3. Okay, let's go there. So,
Fine.
here, the barrel is broken, that DPS in the barrel, right? What we would do here is we would then want to run left to the other barrel. But as you see, no matter where you put the Avalanche, right? Look at it. It's coming towards you. No matter where you put it, it's coming at you, like, because the tank's going to run back here all the time, okay? The tank's going to run back here. Which means that we actually had a problem with our tactic, which is intuitively, as humans, we kept on dodging to this barrel. And Scribe was just screaming at us. He was saying, stand on the fucking cross. All you have to do is follow me. All you have to do is follow me. But intuitively, the tanks and the healers, the DPS, we would all just kind of go over here to dodge the Avalanche coming at us. So we dealt with a similar thing where we were like, you don't want to go across the room. You don't want to. But once you like get it in your head, it's easy. Once you get it in your head, it's like fine. But yeah, we kept on trying to go to this barrel here because it's the more intuitive barrel for both. We had the exact same thing.
Yeah, I fucking love Dark Void. Rachel Ray. These baits have been bad. It's lazy.
Grip repeat it. Please,
Shoot it. There's the boy. Nice grip. Kill this barrel. These stacks they go into like 5. They're probably gonna push like, I don't know, 9ish, yeah, I guess.
Oh, don't break it. I pulled it too close. I'm sorry.
The barrels have so little health. We actually had wipes because the tanks moved the boss next to the barrels for a while, and kind of incidental cleave just fucked them. Like, the Shadow Priests dot them up, the Boomkins dot them up, and then after that they just get hard fucked. So, yeah, exactly what Max says there. We moved the boss too close to the barrels. It happens, yeah. Like, it's so, and you see the barrel just shot down in health because they don't have that much health, yeah? They don't have that much health.
Saw a spinning crane.
And you don't want to reset at like 5 stacks. Hey, yes, man. Okay.
It's my single target rotation.
Broadsides go out. This broadsides and the Howling Wind, they're like getting a bit, because Howling Wind, for those that aren't aware, even if you can see the player like here, sometimes there comes a point very quickly where you can't heal them. There's like a range thing that stops you from healing them. Or yeah, so the broadsides that run out, they're kind of like at a bit of a woo moment.
just chill here or go across?
Go across, break it,
Okay,
run through.
across.
Dodging those is actually a bit of a bitch. I'm surprised they didn't pre-move there. I guess, yeah, they kind of, yeah, that's the broadsides. I think our timing ended up working out a little bit different with the barrels.
Here or go across?
But like that's an annoying thing because you have the broadsides, so you can't like move into it, right? You can't move into the broadsides, but the avalanche is coming towards you, and we had our like for the avalanche, we generally had in both cases it seems we had ours a little bit further away with an escort. Like we had the hunter and the warrior, and then they both have decent mobility and stuff, so we had them run a bit further away just so we had more time before they reached us in both cases, and it was a bit more spread out.
Cross, break it,
Okay,
run through.
across. Need to be broken. Just make sure they're not on top of it.
My class has to AoE when I.
Okay, so they've got the DH escorting as well.
We
Right for us.
we just chill here or go across?
Go across, break it,
Okay,
run through.
across. Run across. Run across. Run across. Keep going.
That was very impressive. So in this case, this siege breaker is really awkward here, like you can see. So back here, if you look back, you saw an icefall spawning. He's going to pan his camera in a second. You're going to see it over there, right? Look. Up here, there's going to be an icefall in a few seconds. You're going to see when he pans his camera, right? And the icefall, for those who aren't aware, is literally, it falls ice in a line across the room, basically, right there. You see? Right there. So you can see it right there, and that is going to completely PK this thing. This guy gets siege breaker blast. Siege breaker blast needs to run away. From the group, otherwise it does insane damage and kills you basically, and if you're far enough away it doesn't knock you back. So that's how that works, and it always does damage unless the person dies. So in this case he has a few seconds. He can try and run all the way out here, but he's not going to get far enough, so he kind of needs to go back, but the icefall is going to PK him. Bit of a bad situation to be in, honestly. Bit of like, genuinely, that's a situation where you just like, a lot of people in that situation would be like, I'm going to try and run here, and they die to the icefall, or they'd whatever, they'd fuck it. You see, he thinks about it for a second. He's not sure.
Run across.
But he goes back.
Keep going.
They move further away, which is a good call as well, right? The siege breaker goes. The icefall is coming. You can't see it, but watch. Pog. Look at that fucking leap, dude.
Run across. Keep going.
Pog. Right back in.
Oh,
Very nicely timed.
You're nuts.
That's
in the fuck. That's in the kill video too.
You're
Holy
fucking crazy.
Run through.
run. Well, yeah. We need a bit of damage.
So then they want to start working their way back to the wall because that's the next position they're going to be in. What are they at? 35%. I guess the need a bit of damage kill call is not necessarily based off like their stacks, but more based off their timing for Bloodlust, I would suspect.
Out. Okay, now go.
And you want to transition exactly what... Yeah, perfect. When you come out of that Howling Winds phase, right? When you come out of that Howling Winds phase, that's going to push. Because with the Howling Winds, if Jaina transitions there, you can't DPS her because of the range thing, right? So I guess Trox will most likely DPS her and the wall at the same time, right? So she's going to go. He's going to dart the wall. Attack.
I think you are.
Attack. He's going to run back. No? He's just letting his dust second Jaina. What's he doing? Is he just moving over there in globals?
Yeah.
He's okay. So he's moving over there in free globals to not lose DPS on the wall, and then he's gonna refresh his dust and Jaina. Perfect.
The Euro's just a.
Sorry, what?
Break this
Fuck the ice.
wall.
Fuck the ice.
Nice on the wall. Through. Okay, they didn't have. I just realized they didn't have lust there, so they had to be a bit more damage on the wall than we. Right? Yeah. That makes sense. Kill
Ready to
Nathanos.
kick. Boss, please block. Fucking please. Sang.
So at this point, they have Bloodlust debuff up, right? For everyone on the right, they have Bloodlust debuff up. Their Hunter, I guess. I think they said originally it wasn't Hunter, but the Hunter goes across and interrupts after they kill Nathanos, right? Goes and interrupts Jaina, okay. When he interrupts Jaina...
Get ready to chill, and just range. Just focus on hard cross.
Ready? I don't know when exactly he does it, but I would assume like when he interrupts Jaina, because that makes the most sense to me. Right?
Kill
So
him.
they're timing the wait call for the debuff reset. That's fine, because they want to drop stacks because it's specific timing, okay. That's fine. So they're going there. Yep. At this point, he Bloodlust, I would expect, or he already has Bloodlust, right? He's already over there. He's already done that. He's Bloodlusted. No one else has got the Bloodlust because they have the debuff, right?
Wait.
And he doesn't have the debuff. He reset his timings earlier.
Yeah.
Perfect. Stacks drop.
She block.
Sick.
Yes.
So Jaina block. This is the major difference between our tactic and Limit's tactic, right? So Limit had Jaina block there. I told this before. We discussed it a lot. We decided that it wasn't worth it for us specifically for a bunch of reasons, including it was a change. The exact mechanics of her blocking are her block has a 1 minute internal cooldown, so she will not block again within a 1 minute window. She will block and not block again. The thing about her not blocking 1 in 5 pulls or something like that, that is a separate unrelated bug. It's to do with how you interrupt it, as far as I could ascertain. We had a pull where we forgot to cancel Lust and she didn't block, and we tried to figure out what caused her to not block because we wanted it to be, if it was repeatable, if we could make it happen, then we could Lust on the entire raid. Think about that. If we could make it happen, we could Lust on the whole raid. I think it's to do with the exact interrupt timing. I think it's if you phased it at the right point and interrupted at the right point. She would block after she cast the first orb. Yeah, on our kill where it happened, like we couldn't figure it out either. But no, we had a few theories about why she didn't block, and someone linked us a clip of it happening in Heroic where the interrupt where she was interrupted with Lust up and she did not block either. So it is a bug. But no one has any idea. You really shouldn't be talking about exploits, Lameo. Wait, what? I'm literally saying randomly she doesn't do a mechanic she's meant to, and trying to explain, like, we tried to figure out why, so we could either take advantage or avoid it if it was something that Blizzard wouldn't be okay with. That's completely... We're talking about the fight. What do you mean, dude? Like, that's just part of the fight. So yeah, this is another reason we didn't do the Lust thing, which is we knew that, like, sometimes based on the intro... I think it's to do with interrupt timing, but like I said, we couldn't figure out either why it was happening on one of our pulls either. Because we interrupted, we checked. It was like 0.8 seconds on the one when it happened, and then I think it's to do with when she phased and the exact time you interrupt. I don't know exactly though. But yeah, so Limit blocker here, and then they basically AFK. They basically watch.
I can kill it here, you little fuckers.
Coming up now. Darky next.
Augment up, boys.
Stack up tight.
Kill this
Okay.
war.
And her block is over.
You
Done.
got
Right. So trade-offs of this strategy versus like our strategy, so to speak. This is much harder for healers. Is AFKing is worth for a full loss now? Well, okay. Well, let me get into it. I can get into the math and whatever. But so you lose Lust on the wall / Jaina. So you go in with Jaina. Jaina here is 29.3%. Our Jaina was 27% or 27 and a bit percent, right? I think. So the Lust on the wall / Jaina gains you 2% boss damage. I'd say about 2%, right? Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 1.5%. I don't know what percentage we were on a kill, but it gains you like 1.5%, roughly. Now, Lust gains you more than that on Jaina. Obviously, stacked with CDs, it's definitely stronger. The downside is the timing is different, and we'd already invested a lot into our time. Okay, were we really only 28.6? Okay, we're only like one. We're even less than that. Wow. I thought we gained a lot more on Jaina. Huh, interesting. Maybe we didn't. Maybe it wasn't worth it at all. But the timing would change, more importantly. Which we didn't want to deal with. And then it's harder for healers. You just generally have higher stacks throughout the entire phase, 2 consistently. You know, it was 27.5-ish. Okay, 27.5. That's what I thought, right? Timing changes, whatever. We didn't want to deal with the change. We didn't want to deal with the potential like thing where she wouldn't block and then she block again, whatever the fuck. This is more annoying in terms of timing. You have to do the thing before the fight, and it's harder for healers. With double disc especially, I think the way we did it was probably a little bit easier on the basis that the Disc Priest could full DPS, not only the wall Jaina thing, and they did pretty good damage then, but also the first 30 seconds of this fight, going from 0 stacks up to like 6 or whatever, you could just full DPS. Like I said earlier, I did the math. Limit at any point had to do 80k more HPS as a raid last phase, because they were consistently 2 stacks higher. When Jaina's at 29%, their HPS requirement was 80k higher than ours, right? So that's why we opted not to do it. Combination of reasons, different timing, didn't want to deal with the stuff before the fight, and then with double disc, the double disc priest for the first 30 seconds of this phase could just fucking blast, right? We could just do a huge amount of damage, and we wouldn't have necessarily been able to do that if we'd got here and we started at 4 stacks. We'd have probably needed to heal. There's no way it's 80k. It's 80k. Each stack is 2.4k damage per person, right? No, I'm not pulling numbers out of my fucking ass. Listen, right? It's 2.4k damage per stack per person, right? I'll assume you have some versatility and so on, so you actually take 2,000 damage. So I'm already taking that into account, right? Okay. 2,000 damage per person. There are 20 people in raid. That is 40,000 damage taken per second per stack, right? 2 extra stacks from waiting 20 seconds. The tick rate is each 10 seconds you gain a stack. The ice block is 20 seconds, so you gain 2 stacks. 40,000 times 2 is 80,000 HPS extra. Across the entire raid group. That's not individually, right? That's your entire raid at any given point needs to do 80,000 HPS individually. More. None of that is incorrect. That is all completely correct. If, like I said, if anything, it's a little bit higher than that because I took into account versatility and stuff. Limit had 70 to 75k HPS every healer. Yeah, exactly. If you look at Limit's total raid healing last phase, it will be higher than ours. I promise you. Because they did the 2-stack thing, right? So at 10 stacks, it's 400k HPS, 100k HPS per healer? Yes. Yes. People didn't get how hard that dot ticked. Yes, you are correct. Now, people have some self-healing and leech and stuff, and the warlocks heal themselves a little bit. It's 1 tick a sec, yes. So, yeah, it's a huge amount of damage taken. Okay.
The guy back. I'll taunt it in 2 seconds.
Tight stack, tight stack.
Real next.
Did Limit do... That ending is fucking brutal, and you can see it right there. That's the trade-off of the ice block, basically. Right there. It doesn't sound like much. It doesn't sound like anything. 2 extra stacks. Fuck me, it's a lot of damage. Wait, was there a Heart of Frost in the raid?
Ignore the
Is that what happened? Someone said that in chat. I don't know if that's true or not. Broadsides go.
Hellstone, Hellstone.
Res King flag, Res King flag.
Just relax, just burner.
Yeah, but it charges.
No, I don't think that was. Was that? So they have better healers? No, we just opted not to do this. There was one second. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's like, what do you mean? But like, we just didn't want to go that route. It's like we had the damage anyway.
Back on red, back on red.
Like I said, I think it's a debatable damage trade-off. It's close. Look at our stacks at like 16, 17. Yeah, it's oh yeah, so you get 13.
Real dark.
The one tick, okay, the one tick.
Flip die.
Dude, like whenever I look at like whenever I look at the fucking raid frames, man, it scares me. Like it hurts me to like fuck me.
We're safe here. Stay on green. Green is the new safe spot.
Refuge.
Healthstones.
It's not fun to be in that situation, man. It's like you think it's fun. It's not fun, dude. You're like every global you They baited the raid better than you. Melee can DPS all the time. No, we fucked that up. Yeah, we fucked that. We know we did. Like it was just on the kill pool. We nailed it a few other times, but then we fucked it up on the kill pool. Melee couldn't DPS on our bait raid. We just fucked it up. That's all.
Are you coming up after this? No.
Ignore the orb. Realist rally.
Target next.
I mean, okay. You see how fast things can go bad, like on any fight. Like this is okay. Boss is 7.8%. You need to do 2.2%, right? 2.2% more damage. That's it. Raid is at 80% health.
No.
Ignore the orb. Realist rally.
Target next.
Everyone personal, everyone health.
Hellstone, Hellstone.
Res King
1%
start,
left.
Res King start.
Just relax, just burner.
0.5. 0.2. 0.1. Look at how fast it can go to shit, dude. It can go like that. Like that.
Yeah, 20 stacks.
It's a fun fight. I like the burn strat. I like the fun fight. Jthos pop for healer. Well, let me find that.